Summer's coming. This will not be enough. We are going to install this 10,000 BTU air conditioner in that window on the top. Now, literally no company gives you an air conditioner and all the bracketing to mount it up top. That is something you have to make your own decision, and you have to start buying things and modifying and actually doing it. Now I'm going to record this. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit it or if I'm going to even upload it. It might be terrible. This apartment needs its own markers. So, sitting here, graph paper, ruler, pencil, window. The basic way this is going to work, I'll show you. If you're putting it in the bottom of the window, which is what you're supposed to do, it has all the hardware to mount it. Thing screws here. It's got a little thing that shoots out, and you can rest it on. You slide it in, you push this down, and you fill the sides, and you're done. That's the easy way. The problem with an air conditioner on the bottom is this is where it's getting all its hot air from. This height, and these 9-foot ceilings, that's real low. The heat, when it gets hot, an air conditioner's job is to take the heat out of the air. So you gotta give it hot air. And blowing the air conditioner up doesn't bring the hot air down. So what you do is you put the air conditioner higher. Now that's a great amount higher to put it there. I have to pull this blinds down. Blinds gotta come down and get stored somewhere. But what's gonna happen, I'll remove this window so it's easier to work with, but then this window here, the top window, will go down. Wow, it's going to rain a lot. This is going to be the platform that now sits on. And this is shaped a whole lot differently than the bottom of this, and you can't exactly screw a bracket into it and lean it onto the glass. That would be bad. I'm sure someone will do it. So what I did, I went to Amazon. I picked up these stainless steel brackets. Look at them. They're $26 for the pair, but oh, they're sexy. And I'm going to go, excuse me, 5,000 BTU air conditioner. You're no longer needed. 10,000. There's wood on the outside of this, and I'm going to bracket to, which, looking at how this is now the width of this, these may not be wide enough to go between the wood, but I could bolt them together, creating like a super bracket like that. So that's a good thing. I was gonna do one, and I'm like, oh, one will fit. One will totally not fit. One would fit if I put the brackets like, again, on the window. So we will attach these together through there. They just need to be held like nuts and bolts. And then this is now an adjustable thing. Boom. See, everything works out when Zeos does it. And then these brackets will go on the outside, and I'm not sure if they're gonna go this way or this way. It all depends on where the center of gravity lands on that thing. And I've already rolled it. You see I have a piece of cardboard, a cardboard tube here from the track lighting. And I literally put it on the table and I seesawed it back and forth until I found where it was balanced. And it's basically dead center. And I think I marked it. I'll double check, because you can't have the center of gravity past where the bracket is, or it'll just flop out the window. You want it sort of centered, like boom, wherever these are is where the center of gravity should be, or a little bit further back from the center of gravity, so that it's leaning on the bracket and on the window. Now,
yeah, fill me up.
I will, baby. Since it's leaning on the window, you can't just say, window, stay here. It won't, it'll fall down. So that means going into the track here and cutting pieces of wood. I usually just use wood, specifically heighted. Doesn't have to be thick or strong. It's gonna be just a little bit of wood, just probably double stick taped here and here at the right height. So that window comes down, hits the wood, and then becomes a structural member for the air conditioner to sit on top of. The added bonus of this insanity is I have to have that on a certain tilted angle, or the water will drip into the house. So that means when I mount my bracket, because the window is a fixed thing. Once that's hitting the top and the window comes up, that's it, that's the height. I have to work out where the back bracket has to go, because it's not really that much adjustability unless I bend the bracket, which isn't happening because of the cross bracing. So I've got to do a lot of measuring, I got to get a lot of things right, and I got to move those garbage bags. I guess taking these blinds down will be a good start. And I'm not ready to, if I pull a window out, like if I pull this window out, I can, but then I can't close the window. And if I start working, then I have the screen to deal with. The point of also putting it up top is the back window will be locked in place, but this front window should still be able to open like that much. Usually when you mount an air conditioner, your windows are fucked. When you mount it on top, whatever the gap is, even if it's only 2 inches, if you needed to like open this up and get a breeze and like when it's not quite hot, that'll still work. All right, many things now to do. Fork. Okay. Ooh, that's, wait, that's their garbage too. That's not mine. It's not mine. Is that holding water? It's an impressive feat. Anyway, here's the window I'm working. This is construction garbage, which I love. Getting construction garbage all over my feet. It's my favorite. Stay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to not walk back into my apartment now. So here's the outside of the window. Here's the wood. It's relatively solid, which I'm not worried about the bracket. The bracket's gonna go from the bottom up. I did buy 4 brackets in case I needed to do bottom up, then this, and top down. Sort of pull it that way as well. But those brackets are not designed to hold from top down, so it's probably just gonna be bottom up. Just like your mom. Oh, so what I came out here to do is to see exactly how wide apart I need to make these to cover the gap. Now we need to line up those holes, so it's gonna be about that. So we got 4 showing, 4 showing. So now we know. So I took out, and I will kick off my dirty shoes. Now I have to have outside. Having nice carpets and stuff is just the worst. Take off my shoes. Okay. I whipped out my hardware box, which sits on top of the litter box. If you're ever watching any of my videos, this entire thing with all these fasteners, and that did nothing. All these fasteners and everything. This is all the stuff for the Masumi aluminum, all the locking things. And I found these, which are perfect. These are the perfect height, length, and I could double up the nuts. And now that I know exactly where they have to be, and if you follow my unboxings, there was that crazy long one, which probably came out before this, where I said, why did I buy these giant stainless steel washers for, these fender washers? And I couldn't figure it out. And I still don't know, but it doesn't matter, because now they're gonna be used for this. Now, aesthetically, it won't matter, because it's rotated around. But I'm just gonna basically put big fender washer there, stick up through here, big fender washer here, put nut, and I could do that. Currently I found 2 of these. So, I mean, I could put another one in the middle, but I'm pretty sure 2 of these will be plenty. There we go. Now you have beam bracket very strong. So now that's the perfect width, which is actually exactly as wide as this. So this will be attached to these. Again, I have to figure out if I'm going short or long. The reason I have to figure it out is I'm an idiot and an OCD, and I'm like, they're only a little bit more money, I'll just drill the brackets. So instead of having normal size bolts like that to attach this to this, Zeos went out and bought these with all the hardware for it. So, I mean, I could just not use them and just go through keep looking for more nuts and bolts, but I probably won't. I'll just figure out where the center of gravity is now, and then measure. I'll go outside and measure from where the window's sitting to where the bracket could be either here or there, and then determine which orientation I'm putting these. I feel like it's gonna be the short one because the window frame goes out pretty far past where the glass is. So it's probably gonna be the short one, which means I'll just drill this huge on my drill press, and then just boom, and this will be ready to go and get mounted outside. Well, no, it won't be ready to get mounted outside. It'll be ready for me to start doing math to figure things out. Okay, I went outside with the bracket, and I measured from where this is gonna rest. So the inside of this, so exactly here to where these line up. And I have a choice of either 15¼ inches back from that, which is way too far back, or 12, which is actually still too far back. So this bracket, I might end up drilling a custom hole. That blood? Am I bleeding? Looks like blood. Looks like blood to me, folks. Anyway, so now that means I'm gonna have to figure out, because to this hole was either 15, actually, here's the best part about when you're mounting an air conditioner like up high. is no one's gonna see the top of it. So we could use it as our whiteboard. So 15 1/4 is fucking all the way back here. That's 15 1/4. There's that line. Or we do 12 inches, which is roughly there, which is still far back. This is 12 inches. Now, I'll translate that down, but I know for a fact the midpoint of this unit is where the weight all is. So it means the weight's gonna be carried a lot on that window. Like a lot, like almost too much. Like I'm afraid of that a little bit. We'll do the test one more time just so I can show you. And then I might have to take these brackets. I'll still use these brackets, but I may have to drill another hole or even use, well, that one might be too far in. I could calculate it back because here's 12 inches. Here's where this lines up. So here's what we have. This is where the bracket will be if I put it outside. It'll be on the wall. Here's where the windowsill ends. Here's where the wood. I thought it was further back than that. So I can calculate now that I've drawn on the unit. Draw on it. Draw nicely. Draw neatly. Preferably where you can't see it. And I'll figure out if I have to put that side brace in, not back here, but here or anywhere along it, since I'm gonna custom drill the holes anyway. So let's just double check the center of gravity. Again, this is just a roll. It's actually probably oblong now. And I'm just gonna put it down on it. And you're gonna see, this is how the Egyptians built the pyramids. With cardboard rolls. But now you see like right, see like that? See like that perfect balance spot? Isn't that lovely? Where's my marker? Of course I don't have my magic marker. There it is. I can hold this up with my pinky because you're perfectly balanced. So I'm gonna mark there. That's the center of gravity. I'll transfer that to the top so I could actually draw on it like a school child. Go there. We're looking at 11 1/8. There's no weird bowing or anything? Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah, fill me up.
CG. So CG for center of gravity. So that means if I want the weight on the window not severe, and I don't want the weight to be on the window, I want the weight to be on this monster, that means
The views are really high on this video already. Like you have surpassed the views on a video from 3 days ago.
Babygate's doing well.
So it just goes to show people what mad science hour.
Yes.
I don't know why I said it like that. I'm gonna go outside.
Well, you have fun either going outside or taking a shower. I'm installing an air conditioner. I gotta go check the views in the Mad Science Hour. So now, see, she's like the perfect woman because she exists in my phone most of the time. But then again, when she's here, it's nice too. If that's our CG, and this is our 12-inch point, then I should probably, do I want to, this will keep it from falling out the window, and the bottom of the window will keep it from falling in the window. So I could literally just put the CG, I could put the thing right smack dab right here, put the bar. This way there's almost nothing leaning on the window and almost nothing leaning outside. However, when I am putting it up and into the window, I'm trying to think about the actual method of that. I don't want it to sort of like hit that CG point and then flop backwards. So I might want to leave it a little bit forward, just bias it a little bit forward, just as a little bit of weight in the window. Just a little bit, not a lot, just enough. So that it wouldn't naturally want to fall backwards if I pushed on it. So there's the CG. I'll probably line this up and I'll probably drill the hole like there. Give it like a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch forward. So this will be where the crossbar goes. There's a lot of wasted bracket, but it's not really a waste. And if you want to get super anal, you could cut this bit off so that you don't have to see your, but it's gonna be, it sticks out way past. So it's not like you're gonna see, you're just gonna see that this thing is marked wherever that is. So let's, it's in my pocket. It's in my pocket. Assuming I measure this properly, and that's at 12 inches right there, right there, and this is our CG here, CG, and I'm gonna do the thing like That's where I'll mount it. So the center of gravity is slightly forward. I want it to sort of, I don't want it to lean back. I don't want it to fall back. I want it to lean in because I have a whole other thing supporting it, is the window. So I guess the next step is measurements for the height of the window, which means take out the bottom window. Take out the bottom window and take out this. Now these easy to clean windows, you literally just do that. Then lift one side, and then hopefully the other side just gives up the fucking ghost. There you go. There's pegs there and there. And they're a pain in the dick to get back in there, but you know, this is so much easier. One less window to worry about. Is that a thing that slides? That's a slider. There's our metal latches. It just goes up and down in that. That means I can really grease the hell out of it now. I got lithium, I got that white lithium grease. So now, I mean, it's not gonna matter. The window's gonna open this far, but I can grease it properly. So now we're gonna have to figure out the height that the window has to rest. So it has to go like there. Well, let's just measure it. Let's just fucking measure it. We've got this plastic, this is where it's resting against that lip. However, there are these little plastic angled bits for strength, which I'm gonna have to leave. Although I could probably cut them out now that I know where the CG is and I'm dealing with that. But I'm gonna measure to the top of those. To the bottom of the air conditioner is 21 inches pretty much on the nose. If you look though, this plastic bit, that's part of this and it's sticking down past it. Which wouldn't be a problem if it was in the bottom of the window, but it might be a problem on the top, so I'm probably gonna have to cut that. But let's see, where's 21 inches give me? From where that's hitting, 21 inches is, that's where our air conditioner is sitting. So we're gonna have to build pieces of wood, or I'm gonna have to make pieces of wood that are exactly that large, however large that is now. 7 on the nose. Actually, make sure that's even because I had it weird. 7 1/8. Windows aren't square. And I'll probably cut them 7 1/4 and 7 1/8 and then put them in there, and I want it to be tight. And as I'm trying to measure, trying to get that thing down, it's gonna compress. I'd rather be able to trim that piece of wood shorter and shorter and shorter than try to shove something under to make it longer or try to get another piece of wood. I also have to find out if I have wood. Because the wood I use for my air conditioners in the living room, I should have a piece of that left in scrap. And I only need like 14 inches of it, or 15 inches of it to cut it in half and then use it for the supports. Because now this is now structural. This is where this window is going to be permanently. And I'll leave the screen on in the back, and then the front window can open probably this much, just like I said. And that'll be it. And then, I gotta get this out here, because there'll be no blinds with that thing. Actually, no, they're not gonna fit. Anywho, I don't want bugs in here right this moment, so I'm closing that. I'll leave the screen. I'll be back. Here's a fun little thing. I was gonna draw the line and then drill the holes. However, because these bolts stick up, this is probably gonna be the point at which that actually sits on it, because the bottom's relatively flat. There's a couple divots. So this will be where the center, where I'm going to line up my center of gravity to this. Now that's fine roughly there, and it's also fine roughly here, but the two pieces are split like this. So when I drill these brackets, I should really drill one further up than the other so that the whole piece isn't twisting. That's OCD shit. You can just drill the brackets and just stick the thing on top and be done with it. But Zeos is an OCD motherfucker. So he's gonna have this side, if I wrote window side on this already affixed, this is the way it's gonna go in the window. Actually, it doesn't matter if you spin it. You can't put this side up because giant nuts. But the way it is, that means the left side is gonna have a closer mount hole than the right side by a good deal. This is off by like 3/8 of an inch, almost a half inch. So basically, if this is representative of where I want it, this has to be slightly forward of where I picked, and this has to be slightly back. So I'm just gonna transfer the line that I did for CG. Well, no. The line I did for CG is there. That's where I'm doing it. If I assign these left and right now, I'm going to assign, I'm not going to write left and right, that'll be too confusing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write on them small door and barbecue, because that's the door side and that's the barbecue side. You don't have to use left and right, because you're on the inside, you're on the outside. You don't want to fuck that up. And I actually don't even need to write barbecue on this, because if I just write door on one and nothing on the other, you still know which is which. So door and barbecue. These are my friends, door and barbecue. So now, if this is the orientation it's going outside, door has to be further back. So this is where door's hole is getting drilled, like there. And then barbecue is gonna get drilled like there. Don't want to give it too much. I still want to cross CG, the center of gravity. So now, yeah, these middle bits fall out, by the way. You could actually just remove them. They're not welded in place, but it won't matter, because as soon as you put weight on it, that ain't going nowhere. This will make it easier to deal with in my drill press. I have to take my bolt, I have to figure out what drill bit I need, and then kill myself to put a hole in it. Should actually bring the drill press in here. I brought my chop saw and my shop vac out of storage. They were stored under where my headphone wall is, under that table, with the foam in front of it. A little 10-inch. What brand are you? Yeah, you're just a Cobalt. Little Cobalt chopping sliding saw. So I was still able to cut a lot of big things with it, because it's a sliding saw, but it won't cut 4x4s, which is what I'm going to build most of my stuff out of. I love 4x4s. Just, I don't know, sue me. And there's my shop vac, which has this pool hose, and actually I cut off like 7 feet of this pool hose, and I used it for something else to give it to someone. And it's got this on-off button on the end of the hose, so that you can plug that into the wall and literally turn it on and off from the hose. And that's a bucket one from, I think it's a Lowe's bucket one. Sticks in the bucket, shove a pool hose in the top, taped it in the thing so it fits. There's my, I could go there, turn it on, off, it's great. Next step, drill bracket. These are things that have to be done. There's nothing that requires exact measurements now that I've done this. Once I figured out the center of gravity on this, figured out where in the bracket it's going, figured out that. So it's just a matter of the shitty labor that I'm gonna cut out of this. Maybe I'll turn this on for 2 seconds.
Yeah, fill me up.
I'm getting filled up. So, bedroom, bed, packing material. This is where the drill press was, under there. I just vacuumed it off because it has a shit ton of metal shavings. Because apparently I used a hole saw to drill a fucking 2-inch hole through something metal, and I don't remember what it was. And I didn't want to drop metal shavings over my new carpet. Whew, thank God I have this nice, sturdy, rhythmic 15-inch subwoofer to place my drill press on. Obviously covered with yoga mat, because yoga mat's bae. Actually, this is thinner yoga mat, which for like a work surface is probably beneficial. Where I have it on my desk, it's the 1/4-inch stuff. This is the 1/8-inch stuff. There we go. Now this house is starting to look like a home. We got chop saws, we got drill presses, we got vacuums. We also found the piece of wood I used. So here is, I don't know what this screw is for, or what it's doing. Let's see if the spider bro has left my drill. Is he still on it? You on there, spider bro? There was a nice fuzzy spider. He was cute, but he had to move on. So this is what I'm gonna be used. As you can see, it's not that heavy. You don't need it that heavy. This is like 1 by 3/4, and I'm gonna cut 7.5. Now that I have the chop saw out, I'm gonna set the chop saw out probably up on that table. I could do most of this work and measuring from out there. I will need an extension cord. I think I have extension cords. Or I can go build one out of those adapters that work for the IEC adapters. So they're just for infinite extension cords. So I'm gonna do that, check Pasta's messages, and we could drill holes in that thing now. I'm gonna need an extension cord for this as well. Actually, no, plug's right here. Look, this is perfect. I guess I don't need my reclining chairs as of this moment. Sorry, reclining chairs. What the fuck? Watch Zeos attempt to plug in a thing for an hour. That might have a painted over ground hole. I can't put the bracket like I had it marked because it's too long and hits the bottom. Drill press is now here. 15-inch subwoofer is now being used as the base for subwoofer, for drill press. It all makes sense. And this should fit just like so. Now I don't actually have cutting oil, but I use this PP Blaster penetrating spray, and that'll help it cut a little easier. I laid down some shit on the floor, just in case metal goes flying. It's a little harder over here. I just don't want it to be in my brand new rug. That'd be bad. I like barefootness. I like being barefoot. I'm not gonna do a pilot hole, but I will get down on my knees. Actually, you know what? I have to get a thing, because I'm a responsible person who likes seeing. You like eyes? I love eyes. They're the best. Besides, yellow makes you look cool. I'm gonna wear them. I'll have the GoPro wear the yellow. And this drill press has lasers and lights. It's so cool. So many lasers, so many lights. How's my centering on this? We can bias it up a little that way. Where's my marker? Because I sort of eyeballed that. Okay. Basically, I don't try to redo the line. If I am off one way, I go off the other way the same exact distance so that I can bias. Hold it, pasta. Put your pants back on. Just gonna make a little notch. Okay, that's nice and marked. I've hooked up my amazingly long hosed remote controlled, of course I taped this to it, vacuum, and I'm going to drill this while this is running. I just wanted to start that. Oh, it's going to make a mess. This is going to make a mess. A mess is going to be made. Alright, let's mark the second one as well. How's my centering on that? Also shit. It is less shit. I'll basically just make an H instead of trying to redo the T. Drill right the center of that H. Don't hit me in the face, bro. Again, I'm just making the indentation to show where I'm actually drilling. I may pilot hole first. This is steel, it's not wood. I may put a smaller bit on, do that, then make it bigger and bigger. I have this set from Whoop, so I have an infinite number of bits to choose from. Which ones do I look like I have most of? I haven't broken in. So I'll probably work my way up from that. Two or three different things, because you're gonna bind this up. This is not a monster, so we'll get on that. All right, let me tell you a tale of how I had to throw 2 drill bits in that garbage pail over there because I fucked them real bad. So this set was cheap, 70 bucks for like 1,000 drill bits. And what happens when you get cheap drill bits is they don't drill through much things. Like wood is fine, you get through wood, but I literally dulled out 2 bits trying to get through these stainless steel brackets. I managed to get 1 hole there through, and then the second one on this one I tried infinitely to get through there, and it literally would stop, spin, and then smoke the oil. So I went and I grabbed that, which is a quality bit. It's actually a it's a step bit, so you can pick different size holes. And I'm able to make the exact size thing I need if I just do this. Hold on, my Tautronics are exploding. Okay. This on. Hold that there. On. Hold it here. That should not get hot. Lift it up, let it cool down a second. Get a nice spiral going, keep it going. Pushing too hard to stall the motor. Luckily, I could also rotate this around. Look, we're actually burning the metal. Get this done this way. Grab that bit of slag. There we go. And I'm sort of guessing. The beautiful part about a step bit is you just go back and make it bigger and slightly bigger and slightly bigger. Ow, hot metal. Well, that goes through. That's enough. Do not melt my plastic. I'm glad I put this stuff down because there's shit everywhere, and it's on my pants. And that would be bad to step on. You do not want to step on that. So kick off your shoes, or in my case, slippers. I'm going to have to re-vacuum this whole area and then go over it with a fine-tooth magnet. Not a comb, magnet. It is stainless steel, but it should have magnetized from the drilling process. Before I move on, look at it. Just seeing where all the stuff landed is probably the best benefit of the blue, the high contrast blue. Because you can see it's just everywhere. You don't need to watch me vacuum. Some of the shavings were so hot that they actually melted into the foam. So as I said, put this down on the workbench stuff. Don't at all. I've never actually had to drill hot metal shavings on one. Apparently yoga mats are not designed to take the heat. Who would have thunk it? Anyway, I'm just clearing off the last little bits. I'm sure I'm gonna have to go nuts in this carpet. Now that I've got those done up and cleaned, and this one finally cooled off, so now I can go out and now I have to figure out the absolute height. It's height time. I have to figure out when I mount it to this, the height, and then take the measurement off of this bolt for the back of that, and that back of that has to represent, they said 7/16 of an inch down. You could actually see it if you look real carefully. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but that bracket on the side is not straight with the unit. It's tilted a little bit, so that when you put it in the window, it's tilted back. So it tilts back and drains out the back. I wish this was a sleeved unit. If you have a sleeved air conditioner, which, hold on, I could take the Tetronics off now. These things just gave me some wicked interference, trying to use them as like hearing protection, and it was working great. Right to the part where one side started screaming. On a sleeved unit where you could actually pull the heavy bit out and just have the empty box, this is easy. You can put it up there, it doesn't weigh anything, you close the window on it, you measure, you get absolute values. With this, the unit being together and whole, and this is it, I do not want to pick this up. There's no way I'm going to pick it up, put it in the window, you know, squeeze it against the top, take absolute measurements, and then figure it out, and then it's just not happening. With a sleeved unit, you can. With this sort of all-together unit, you can't. So it's going to be measured 3 or 4 times, still fuck up, and then cut something after it's installed. That's literally how it always goes. If anyone tells you differently, they're lying to you. So I'm going to do some math. Come and knock on my door. We've been waiting for you. So anyway, I got my chop saw set up. I'll go chop this wood now. It's plenty long. I just don't want to fuck it up because I don't have any extra. So let's take a look at what we're actually doing. I redid the measurement. I made sure 7 1/4 inches is where I'm starting for both sides. The issue is windowsills are not level. They're tilted, so if rain gets in, it flows out. So I'm gonna put a straight piece of wood, it's gonna lean that way. So I have to slightly bias the bottom or ignore it, cut straight, and then deal with it with a rasp or sandpaper later. Probably that option. I'll just make it slightly longer than I am currently. I'm just gonna be able to slam the window down to check the height against this. So let's, are my knuckles bleeding? This is what real work does. So there's 7. 6, 7's missing. I love how my ruler is completely destroyed. There's 7 1/4. I gotta associate the thickness of the blade. I pretty much know how it is. And then here's 7 1/4 again. And I usually draw the line to destroy it. I don't like cutting the right side of the line or left side of the line, because then you're just confused. Just like with the don't say left and right, just destroy the line. Put the blade dead center of that line and destroy it. And that should give us about where we need to be. Yeah. Let go do. Take one of these. Oh, yeah. Put back on my gum shoes. Get it? Makeup detective, but dirty? It's just dirty. What do you think, Cosna AI? She thinks it's dirty. Knock on my door. We've been waiting for you. Am I locked this way too? I am. I shouldn't need to slide though, so I think I'm going to keep that locked. Just touch blade. I love how the brake on that just stops the blade instantly. Yeah. And I'm just going to double check this by lining them up, because they should be exactly the same. And they will be. If you do that, pull till it touches. That's it. Now the drill press, that wasn't pulled out, so I can make those 2 easy cuts. I could have cut these by hand. That's taken out, so when I need to shave off a 1/16 of an inch, I can do it. Otherwise it's sandpaper and pains in the asses. I can just hold it against the blade, lift it up, the blade resets, slice. Let's just try it straight. I really need to figure out what I'm doing with this little 5K, because I don't want it. So, like I said, it's going to be on an angle, so there's our angle. It's very angled, actually. So I think I have to fix that first before I move on. Amazing grace. It's gonna require sandpaper, which I just so happen to have. These sanding bricks, which I know I'd probably be better off with just sandpaper and something else, but I could also go modify the saw. These are also good for cleaning things up. I love cleaning things like this. Is just yeah, I'm gonna need to get more severe. Probably use the saw, kink it over a bit, give it another chop, a little slice, because that's a more severe rake. Yeah, look at that. That's at least 3 or 4 degrees. Well, let's just do it. Well, I wanted to stop for. I also don't need to measure. I just need to pick which side of these is visible. Put my shoes back on, trying to keep this rug. Only metal shavings in this rug, no dirt. Metal shavings only. So now, I know for a fact this is not a very accurate thing. So let's just give it a... yeah. 3.5 degrees. Now, but they're sitting this way, so... and the way I'm going to do this so I don't make them too short, I'm just going to touch the blade to it on the outside. Oh, it sounds like just, you know what grinds my gears? This song. And now I need that sandpaper block again. Oh my God, I just had a greatest idea. Quick, someone patent this and sell it and make millions. Magnetize shoe bottoms, so when you walk out of the dirt, boom, they stick to your feet, or you take them off there and you walk out in the dirt with them. Probably safer if they were in the nice area than the rough area, although they could act as like a what's it called, stop? Just so I can go like click and they stay at the door frame and I walk around my clean shoes and I go click and they're back on and I walk around the dirt, or vice versa. Vice versa. Then you'd be dragging the dirt in here if they were on in here. You want them to stay at the door frame. So just like detachable soles. While I sit down, my brain is doing a thing. Okay, these now have the angle and now they're perfectly straight and will stand up on their own because Zeos guessed properly. That is what we're looking for. Hell, I don't even have to attach these as long as they don't fall down. Take my tape measure. Zeos' brain works like 80% of the 100% of the time, it works 60% of the time. Wow, okay, I'm good. So, touching that to the top of the door should be, should be 21. It is not, because I made it too long, it's 20 7/8. Now I also have to take into account, if I'm centering that, I don't have to worry about these window locks, which you guys can see. Oh, I'm trying to push the window down. The window locks, however, are there. And if I want to use this side seal, which I kind of want to use this side seal, so I'm not building things on both sides, I'm going to squeeze it against one side or the other. I don't have a preference for which side as of now. But if I center it, I don't have to deal with the window locks, which will probably help a great deal as far as getting this lined up. And that's, see, this one's a little bit low already. We're almost at 21. We're at, actually, if we go to the top of the lock, it's 20 7/8. Go to the top of the lock, it's 20 7/8. It's perfect. That's exactly where I wanted it to be. Now the question is, will that air conditioner fit in here properly with it? Because I have a little bit of leeway, just a slight bit of leeway, where I'm measuring to the top of these angled bits. And if they get pressed down really hard or squeezed or bent when this heavy unit leans in there, then where I'm at is probably fine. My question is the bottom. I can't lean this on its ass because it'll damage it, but I can tilt it a bit. So here's what's the windows sitting on. There's literally nothing here. So I'm going to end up chopping these because I won't be able to slide it out. I have to go past this. The window can hit that. I'm trying to figure out where the angles are. This is hitting the top of the window frame. Can anything hit the bottom of the window? Because right now the bottom window is nothingness. It's just going to slide and you could slide the whole thing. It's going to sit on that shelf somewhere back here, that thing. I think I have to take my magic marker out of my pocket. We got to make some trimming. Kamen Nakamoto. I don't know. Here we go. So this is meant to adjust for your height. If your window's that wide, you could adjust and fill it this way. Normal air conditioners, you adjust them sideways. This one you adjust height-wise. Now, we don't have to adjust height-wise because it's going on the top. It has to be perfect. But that sticks out past the bottom. This will hit the bottom of the window. I won't be able to slide it up or down. I have to remove that. And that requires a special tool, which is not currently out. We've been waiting for it. This is why if I buy a house, I can't move into it from this apartment for significantly like 6 months. Because the house will look like a workshop, the entire house. You think I'll have a workshop within your house? No, 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 I'm not normal. I will be working live in every part, every corner. Fucking, what the hell was that? That was like, I felt like I bruised the bone of my thumb just now. Anyway, this, you should all know what this is. This is my oscillating tool. This is one of the greatest inventions and man has come out. Whoever invented the oscillating tool give that man not 1, not 2, but 3 Nobel Prizes. Just fucking hand them to him. Stack them up. Did he cure a disease? No. He made the oscillating tool. Stay. And the oscillating tool is magic. It's also very noisy. And also makes a lot of mess. But it's magic. It's a magic type of mess. So let's... Hold on, I'm putting these on. Okay. My Tautronics Bluetooth noise cancelling headphones. Which again, freaked out. Possibly because it was too noisy. It might have been trying to denoise like a fucking drill press and a vacuum and freaked out. Let's see if it fucks up this time. Seems to be working fine. And the way this works is instead of it spinning a blade, it just shakes it like a vibrator. Like your mom's vibrator. 2 bars. We're not going all the way through. I'm going to cut straight on this table because who gives a flying fuck? And you could adjust the blade in any orientation. I would have probably adjusted it slightly different for this, but we'll be fine. And you could actually hear it. I have now sliced perfectly through that. And let's see, we need to keep that bit, so I'm gonna slice. Basically, you'll be like an artist with this. Put that back in there. See my hand actually vibrating? I don't have enough of a grip. I can't physically stop this from moving, so it's freaking it out. And I have perfectly removed now some melted plastic because the heat literally is melting the plastic, so I'll just get a rasp and take that off. And let's do the same on this side. I can go this way first so it comes off nice and clean. How far in we gotta go? Done. Thank you. One of the negatives of having nice tools that do the job fast is I feel like it's worth it. Like, well, that took 10 seconds. Why did I spend $140 on this tool? Because it took 10 seconds. Normally that task would take forever with like a little saw and you're trying to cut it and the fucking plastic's bending. Just Actually, it doesn't really need to be cleaned. I was gonna go nuts with the rasper. Okay. We are ready to hit. I'm ready to hit that moment where I panic a little bit because it's almost time to start moving heavy machinery. Back in. Beautiful. Just the front sticks out. So just these little tabs will stick out. There. Not the part that slides with the window. The whole bottom is flush. And then it shouldn't come back past this anyway. So we good. We golden. We Gruyere. Now, what I can do now is we could put those, I could put this window back on its seats. The fuck is that? Actual, that's the actual, what's it called? Hopefully the weather holds out because it looks like it's going to kill me. The weather looks like death. Now that I have this window at its position, like we know where that is, I'll redouble, I'm gonna measure one more time. Just remember, measure 5 times, fuck up, and still have to like hammer things in place. Because this being down is what's determining our height, our window height. Literally this piece of plastic. So the best bet for you is to take a measurement. I would use the end, but that's not always accurate. Kill an inch. So here's what you do, and you gotta not fuck this up. I've done it many times. Fucked it up, I mean. Put the 1 inch mark where you're measuring. Not the, actually there's a lot of foam in the way here. Put the 1 inch mark there, not the 0. Because the 0 could lie to you. Now when you look and it says 22, it really means 21, and it's exactly 21. It's like exactly 21, and I just keep checking that so I can come back here. Let's measure the middle. So that's gonna hit here somewhere, and it's just 21. Yep, it's doing that thing again. I hope I didn't blow up my Teltronics. Sounds like a strong breeze, because those things are the best noise canceling I've heard. Okay. That's it. I'm assuming that these woods are perfect. I don't even have to screw them in right now. They're just gonna sit there being themselves. I could actually unplug the saw. Let's get the saw on before the rain starts, because I'm sure it's gonna rain. Saw in, and then I go out there, push the window down. I get my level. I have a good level. I have a really good level. Hold on. That'll answer DMS. Here's my good level. Boom. That's... If men were levels, this would be the Chuck Norris of levels. Made in USA maize. It actually isn't that level, which is ironic. Isn't that funny? But anyway, I'm gonna put this on there, and I have to actually make sure it's not level. That's the weird part. I'm doing this to make sure it's not level, because it has to be on a slight angle. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to fill this windowsill up. Less bugs. I never actually needed this. I found my heaviest standard IEC plug, and I got the IEC plug adapter that plugs into that to give me an extension cord. And I never actually needed it because I moved the table. Things I'm gonna need. I'm probably gonna need this, because remember, these aren't bolted together yet. I'm gonna prop it up, figure out. I should actually just assemble it. So I go out there and then just use the level and then mark the holes. Because I'm gonna pre-drill I'm gonna use actually the screws that this bracket came with from Amazon, because they are really fucking thick, nice stainless steel screws. And they'll accept a square head, which is like the nicest feature ever that anyone could ever have ever, is fucking accepting a square head. But that's fine. And I have another set of the brackets in here. I'm gonna need all this stuff together, and I need to clean off my table a bit. Tools that are not required yet. Actually, you are required right now, in fact. I'm not drilling into masonry. I do need the other bolt. I probably won't need any of this stuff. It's all electrical weirdo stuff. Electrical weirdo stuff. It's very specific. Part of Amazon. Don't lose these. This is all hardware that came with the air conditioner. None of that's going to get used because we're not putting together the normal bracket. Who doesn't need one of those? I'm pretty sure measurements are now suspended. A nice thing also is that since the brackets don't come assembled and you have to actually put this in there, before I put the AC up, I could deal with these brackets without this in place, which means I can bolt without this in place. Then once I have it ready, pop, pop, slide those in, then the weight will hold it all together. Come and knock on my door. We've been waiting for it. You. Na 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 na. Why the fuck is my big hardware? My thick washer hardware. The stuff that I was like, whoa, I can't believe I bought such big, thick washers. Boy. It should all be here, yet it isn't. Why wouldn't it be here? This is the part of the job you don't expect. Oh, there it is. All the stuff I threw on the windowsill. So I bought these mega washers, not MAGA, mega. And I'm probably gonna need 4 of them, and they come in packs of 3, so you spend an extra $2. Yeah, look at these washers. Look at these washers. You could kill someone with these washers. I'm just hoping that I can fit everything I need and the washers See, I bought these with those, so I knew to get the longer ones. Throw away, throw away. And I should have some nuts. And I bought 4 of everything because I wasn't sure how I was putting it together. So, look, that bin is literally a treasure trove of shit I've overbought. You can't overbuy. This bolt, if I can't use 2 or 3 of these nuts and bolts, they'll end up in that bin. And in 6 months, 6 years, I'll be like, you know what, I really need a giant fucking nut. Do I have one of those? Yeah, I do. In fact, I got 2 of them because I extra bought. My friend's parents owned a hardware store. They closed that hardware store down. They sold it. They couldn't take the pressure of hardware store life. All the racks of screws and nails and bolts and all that shit, the hardware section, they didn't sell that. They hired a moving company and they put it in their garage. Their garage is a hardware store. Now, when they run out of 1/4-inch bolts, they'll be out of them. But they have infinite supply. I would kill for an infinite supply. So here's window side. So that's this. And these are labeled somewhere. Where did I write the words? Did I wipe this off? Because I used, what's it called? Oh, that's door. So that's door side. So that's, boom, that's there. So that is going there. So we can put this down on the table. And this here. Now, we're going to obviously drop the bolt this way. We're going to use a heavy fucking washer. And drop. We're going to use another heavy fucking washer. We're going to come up. How much thread do we have? We may not be able to use this heavy washer on the way up. I mean, these nuts are gigantic, so I don't care at that point. And there's not stress being pushed up on it. Yeah, we're gonna skip it because I get just flush without the washer in there, and it is a lock thing, so it's gonna be like that's. I dare you, once I put these side brackets in, these diagonals, I dare you to find a air conditioner bracket that's gonna surpass this for the ages. So that means this one's here. We got this doing that, and there, and that, and there. And then that. Now how's that look? Because this is, see, this one's harder. I could, so here's what I'm gonna have. Wait, am I outside of the thing? All right, here's what's gonna happen. I think I'm gonna reverse this one. Since we're top and bottom, I'm reversing this. Okay, off, off. That will stand on its own. We're gonna go through this way. I'll leave if I leave the giant washer, I can't. I don't need the giant washer for there. Yeah, because that's tight. And now I'll use giant washer in here. I know, it's my OCD is killing me too. Don't worry, guys. But I have all this space. I don't have a top. I'm not gonna try to force it. Come on, be nice. I'm just getting caught right there. But basically that's gonna be, what size is that fucking thing? Bigger. God, I hope I have a big enough socket. I do. Use your man hands. Did I say use your man hands? I meant totally go and get a tool that does this job faster and with more leverage. There we go. It finally broke into the, it's in the space now. Oh, are you shitting me, bro? Oh, I can't put my socket in the, it won't fit in between. See, these are the problems that absolutely no preparing can ever prepare you for. Like that literally doesn't fit. I'd need a very narrow socket to get in there. So that's fine as long as I can get a pliers in here and then bolt down from the other side. There. Get that relatively tight. Now you're gonna have to go, well, that's different. So that will work for this. That works for that one, but that's gonna have to be this one for this one. Fun. Honestly, they're probably tight enough because it's just pressure down. I could have used zip ties. I'm not joking. I could have used dainty plastic zip ties because the weight's pushing down on the bracket. This is just being held together. It's just that this one's gonna stick up and that one's not. So if I wanna make it, if I wanna be real, and I mean, this is like, Zeos, you're not that big an asshole. Well, I am that big an asshole. God punished me. Okay. If I want to make it look even, I would put another nut here. Even though the real nut's down there, if I want it to look even visually, I could just stack the nuts on this side with like a washer on top. But I'm not gonna. Maybe I'm not gonna. I'm probably not gonna. I mean, I could, but I'm probably not gonna. So I'm not gonna put these in place. These are this way and this way. You literally just line them up to these slots and then push, and then it's in place. And once you're squeezing it, they don't come out, but for right now, this is gonna make it a whole lot easier to deal with. So now we gotta go outside. So the air conditioner is not gonna get anywhere near these, especially that one that's sticking up. And now, of course, that's the one that's fucking visible. So most of my guests will be on that side. Whatever, it's fine. I'm not gonna show off my air conditioner bracket. I totally am gonna show off my air conditioner bracket. We have to go out there and I need this thing, I need the level. I need to bring that saw in before the saw gets rained on. You can go outside. Don't destroy the whole world doing this, by the way. Yeah, perfectly fine. These pieces of wood have to stay in place. I'll make sure I can start that window. What, phone? God, I'm trying to work. I'm very thirsty, too. Hold on. Got an okay. I'm gonna need a pencil or a marker, probably a marker. That's going in my pants, giggity. And we're gonna figure out where to put those holes. I don't need the actual drill yet. We're not ready for that. It's too soon. It's too soon. Okay, so window goes down. Window rests. Here you can see the locks a little better here. I might put a rubberized strip across this to seal it. Then again, I could always just do that on the inside. I don't think it's gonna actually have any sort of say on it. Here we are with this, which is gonna go like this. And it's gotta be down. I could almost just eyeball this. I gotta level it this way. That's the most important thing. Which is such a short, you know what? This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna take a 4-foot level and fucking, sorry 4-foot level, but you're fired. Because I'm not, what am I gonna have a 4-foot level come out here? That's dumb. I'm basically eyeballing this. I'm gonna have to have it float between these two. There's no way. My OCD will not allow that air conditioner to be biased one side or the other. It just won't. I can't see it ever happening in my lifetime. Okay. Okay, so that level's ridiculous. Don't need that level. I don't need that level, and I don't need this saw. And my saw is filthy. I need my blower. Put this back. This is only going to be used to level this way, which I could do visually with the window. So I'm going to put this back. I'm going to get my blower. And blow that off so there's no sawdust in my apartment, and then we'll deal. Emergency retrieval that stuff outside because it was raining or starting to rain, and then I accidentally made a grilled cheese sandwich with ham. Look at this thing. Oh my god, the murder. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, there is a cooking channel that I'm in that I started as a Z Cooks Consortium, and there is a special $5 Telegram chat. Wow, that got stuck up there from the weight. Cool. And they're gonna get this picture because that's fucking gourd. I need to get more light. More natural light. Oh yeah. We are those people. People in that chat, the people who pay $5 a month or more to be in there, literally pay me to pull my phone when I get to a restaurant and take pictures. Like, look at this douchebag. I'm like, hey, I got paid for this. Boom. Cooking Consortium has now been enlightened by my grilled cheese and ham. What's some? It doesn't seem to be raining. I burnt the American just enough so it got that like brown crust. So that's just a screw that's gonna hit it. This one doesn't have that problem. Like, I don't have to secure those in place until the end. I gotta take one out, do the other one, and put the other one back in. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be fine. Last words, the most famous last words. Excuse me for eating a sandwich in the middle of this. I know it's important stuff. I don't need a level so much as I need to visualize it. Something lightweight. I'm gonna keep doing this until I find the thing I need. I find that helps. Do I even have a short level? I have a very short level. It might be too short. Let's see. Chewbacca, you good? I have a very short level for leveling the turntable. It could literally be, that's fine. I don't need that anyway. Could be this, and this might be the perfect piece of foam to put under the air conditioner. I'm never gonna be able to slide it in and out. The problem with putting foam under the air conditioner on top of that window is being able to slide it in and out will be literally fucking impossible. Because the thing weighs like 90 pounds. 60 pounds? 50 pounds? I don't know. More than nothing. If something weighs more than nothing, I'm gonna complain. Alright, I'm gonna abandon my sandwich now. We're gonna continue what we were just doing. Oh, I'm wearing the shoes. It's not wet out here anymore, so I assume the shoes are dry. Nothing keeps your level leveler than smashing it with like into things. This guy's mean, very mean. Okay. I'm gonna just sit this here. I'm gonna take the marker out of my pocket. I'm gonna put the cap on the back with a marker in my mouth. There'll be no more speaking. Cool. I'm gonna mark, and this is pretty much for just height, where it looks level. Looks level with the top of the bolt. So the actual left and right I'm here to find this. All right, where we are balanced in the middle of that will work out in a second. Of course, I want them to be even on either side. Now that's, I know that level isn't level because I just put the level there and it's like, yeah, it's level. Yeah, officer, it's level. It's actually leaning back. So where I was looking, where I was eyeballing it, is the exact opposite of where I need to be. So I need to come down, assuming that the air conditioner is going to hit the top of these, which I should verify. Honestly, the bottom of it might bend. This might be, it doesn't matter. Even if I move it an 1/8 inch and it goes down a 1/4, we need that angle. We need that down angle. So these marks, I'm going to drill my holes below them a solid 1/4 inch. Solid 1/4 inch, because we're up there, which meant it would be level, which means this would be down at least another 1/8, and we need to go down another 1/4. So down another 1/4. Yeah, that makes sense. So now I'm going to take my brackets. I could just drill them in place like this. It's just a matter of holding one up while getting it in place. I'm going to pre-drill my holes. Come on, I'm going to hold it here. There's where I want it. I want to see that blue, and then I want to drop below it. Yep, that'll be the angle we're looking for. So exactly where I want. I just got to figure out left and right tolerances. I want the brackets to sit flat. Actually, we've got a lot of play in these slots. These actual slots on this thing will go back and forth quite a bit. So I'm just going to center it of this. My OCD is pleased by that. I can get my tape measure. I can measure exactly the middle between this lot. Basically, the dot's going to go somewhere around here. And I'm measuring between this and this. Perfectly centered, and then another 1/4 inch. Perfectly centered, another 1/4 inch. Let's move fast. I'm gonna need an AC when that humidity kicks up. Wipe off feet. I need to get a drill. Might as well use a new one. I need to find a drill bit that is going to satiate this, because I want to. You want it to be too big. You want to leave a lot of wood there for this thing to bite. I'm just going to pre-drill that, and then I'm going to need this. Actually, we can use a square head. I just found a square head. This should be perfect for those, or for these. It fucking is. I can put that in here. Put this in my pocket. Put these 4 things in my pocket. Put this drill bit in my pocket. Actually, I'll put the drill bit in here. Take a bite of warm. Going to speed 2 for drilling. So it's a drill mode. I need some sort of measuring implement. Unfortunately, this thing doesn't have. If only my kingdom for like a glowing, radioactive fucking tape measure. There it is. Everything's black and silver. It's like the goddamn headphone industry. I should have had more grilled cheese sandwich while I was sitting there. God, idiot. Okay. It actually doesn't sound bad. Douchebag. Alright, guess what? We're going to use metric because I have a lot of people who watch overseas. And because I'd rather not do fractions, and this is 70 millimeters wide, which means 35 millimeters, which is exactly where I put that dot. I'm the best. Now how far down did I put it? 1 centimeter. So I'm gonna put another dot. centimeter. We're gonna go over 35 millimeters. So right there. So I'm gonna put a little arrow. If you don't want to draw a big thing, you put a little dot and you put a little arrow pointing at that dot. That indicates what we're doing. Now we're gonna go down here. Oh, I gotta do this side so I can get the centimeter. Actually, I'm gonna burn that thing. We're gonna go. That's roughly about it. That's roughly it there, buddy. Okay, and now we do. Oof, 34 was at that one. So that one's real close. So just boom, arrow. Oh, this one's way off. That one's at like 29. Oof, arrow. That was a terrible arrow, by the way. Can I get to my grilled cheese sandwich if I climb through the window? It gon' rain. It gon' rain. It gon' rain. Oh. Oh, that is the weakest shit wood ever. Oof. Oof. That is cardboard. I don't even need to pre-drill. I'm pre-drilling for no reason. That's scary. I'm going on a slight angle down as well. Well, worst case scenario, I'll take the other brackets and I'll just strap it up. I'll double it up. It's moderately disconcerting when it drills like wet cardboard. It doesn't look bad either. It doesn't like have wear or anything else that would indicate. Alright, I'm now going to put some of these in my mouth. All of them, in fact. And you guys listen to me mumble again. Cheers. That's very good, actually. I want that. That's a positive thing that that's happening. It means the wood's actually got some strength to stop these. Who's gonna have time to stop me? Why is it skipping? It's a fucking square head. That one in. I'm also an idiot. I didn't have to pre-drill the bottom ones because once I put the top ones in, it literally just gives me a guide hole for the bottom. So this has its give, which we haven't tightened those up fully yet. We actually missed that one. Not bad there. So this is full. I guess I can go to drill mode if I really want to ignore the clutch. Ooh, spinning the square head, not good. I probably should leave it on screw bit mode. And I'm ignoring the pre-drilled holes. It's finding them though, and I can feel it. There we go. So that's, we don't want to spin it either because that would be devastating to our day. That's done. mean, it's not that strong because I don't have the angly bits. I don't need any of this stuff. Let's go get the diagonals, which will actually make that into a solid bracket. So right now, that's like a joke bracket. That's like a what an idiot put this in. The only thing that separates that guy from this guy, ham good food. In. My brother wanted links to these brackets like immediately. Oh yeah. Okay. That ain't going nowhere. And I realize if there's a problem and this is too low, it's pretty level. It's relatively level. Slightly lower on this side. But I can level it, take these off, put the washer down here instead of up here, add more washers under it, so I can actually adjust this way after it's in place. Shouldn't need to though. I'm proud of that. You know what time it is, right? Time to finish my sandwich off camera and take pictures. So burb. When the thunder starts rumbling, it's time to do heavy lifting. So what I'm gonna do first though, is I'm going to bring some insurance nice and close. And I figure with this here, if I fuck up and this air conditioner falls on its ass, instead of falling 6 feet down into the ground, it'll fall 3 feet onto a nice jiggly plastic table. So, with that in place, we begin. I really wish someone was out there to help me, like to make sure it doesn't go, but this is what living life as a bachelor's like. And if I did have pasta here, what would it be? Like, hey babe, just yell if it goes down. Okay, I'm gonna put this around my neck, but I'm not gonna tie a knot in it, because then imagine if I tied a knot around this, then it fell out of the window and it hung me. That would be tragic. So I'm just gonna put that around my neck. I'm gonna move my delicious Simply apple juice. I'm gonna remember exactly how fucking heavy this thing is. Actually, I'm gonna reverse this because the plug's on that side. I should have it ready on that side of the table, not this side of the table, but you know, life. I'm gonna point this up a little bit so you get a better view, probably, maybe. And if no one ever uploads this video because I die, that's a shame, because there's plenty of monetary potential. Oh my God, this is so heavy. Okay. The problem is not the weight. I can get over the weight. The weight's in the back though. And this is plastic and flexible. I should take this off. But if I take this off, then it stabs me. I wish it was like sitting. Do I have a way to do? I got a little giant. That doesn't help me. Before I kill myself, I could stage it on the stove. No, I gotta stage it here. It's gotta move from there to here. That's the first order of business. Take things that are of like consequence. If you could do 10 seconds more work, and I'm sorry, if you could do 10 minutes more work and save yourself 10 seconds of agony, that's the ratio. That is the golden ratio. And this is this is gonna be agony. This is gonna suck my back. I'm gonna have to take drugs for it. I can move the ladder out. The ladder doesn't help me there at all. Unless I can, unless I could like rest it. Maybe get it up, rest it on the ladder. But I could rest it here if I wanted to. What would be great is if I had it here and then there was like a shelf that I could lift it up and slowly lift it up. I don't think I could even manufacture that in my brain. Lean the ladder against there, because the ladder is about the right height. No? Well, let's just get the fucking air conditioner over here. That's stage one. See, it's easy if I had to lift it up this way. Just get it up there already. Oh, that's right. Another thing that cardboard tube is doing is allowing me to get my hands underneath it, which is very convenient. So I'll put this back. Just so I have a place to grab. I mean, everything's measured. Twice. 3 times. The absolute worst case scenario is I'm completely off the ball. I killed an inch but didn't. Made this window open 1 inch too high. Then this literally misses and it just keeps going. It's gonna sit. Even if it sits crazy crooked, it's gonna hit this and then it's gonna tilt. And if it's too tilted, I go out and I unbolt and I put washers and it'll lift it up. Because the problem is I can't, you guys can see it, you're higher than I am. I can't see this thing. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Maybe I'll get it up on this step. I'm just wondering. I'm trying to, my brain's going, you sure you're gonna do this, Zeos? You sure this is what you want to do today on this Thursday? Oh, the 30th of May, 2019. By the way, the blinds I took down say 1998 in them, so they haven't been replaced in 21 years. Amazed they still work, actually. Actually, I don't need the cord around my neck now, as long as it doesn't get stuck on anything, so I'll just drop it like through the ladder. That's bolted in. These are screwed into the side of the thing. Yeah, just a matter of getting the ass up there. Not through the window. Oh, she fits. Looks like she's measured properly too. There's a little bump. We're hitting the bracket. We're hitting the top perfectly. And she's sitting on there with a severe angle. I have to go out and add washers. I could probably, if I shave this off, it might fit. I don't want to really damage the window though. Can I lift it up a little more? Hold on. Not at all. But that's perfect. These little tabs I left when I cut the plastic, you can see they're perfect. They're actually stopping the bottom from going out any further. It's just a matter of doing that and figuring out how much I have to add. Hell, I could shove pieces of wood, because it's not like, yeah, there's weight on that top, but it's not like murderous. I could shove anything above that metal bracket. Anything. Anything. What do I have? Because I'm either going to start going out there and jacking it up with this. Of course it's fucking raining. Oh, what am I doing? I can go out the hallway. Be much shorter. That's my camera angle. Yeah. Yee. It's fucking raining. God damn it. GoPro's not waterproof. GoPro's not waterproof. Yeah, she's just hitting those. Okay. I'm calling a delay of game until the rain stops, because I'm not a pussy bitch about rain. I'm a pussy bitch about having to go out there and figure out some shit. Shoes off. So for now, it's in the window. Like, literally, it's in the window. And it's basically centered too. What I could do in the interim, since I can't, is right now, right this very second, just that wood in this window frame is holding it up. When I do this, now it's resting on both. So it's got like a full inch, well, inch and a quarter over here. That's gotta be, just jack the back up. Just keep jacking the back up. Which means I built it, I screwed it in too low. My original holes would have probably been perfect. And there's no way I'm re-drilling those brackets into the wall. They're done. I might have, see, I would need like, It's gotta be metal. I'm not gonna fuck around with it. Yeah, I'm just gonna pause for a second. Maybe it almost reaches. Like, I don't want it to be like a diagonal mess. But I can actually plug this in and run the air conditioner right now. Even though it's sort of like hanging out a window. Use only on single outlet circuit. Yeah, good luck with that. That's the same one that uses the refrigerator. It should be fine. Okay, it's up there. Next. I didn't stop. So here's what happened. I went outside in the rain without the GoPro on my head, and I shoved all 4 of the washers and one of the extra nuts under it, and it's still not high enough. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go back to Lowe's, get longer bolts and more washers so I can just jack that beam up to the right height. Because here's the problem. You can't see it from here, obviously. But there's 2 concave bits under this air conditioner right where it's doing it. So there's like this much on the left side, this much on the right side that the beam can touch. Then there's giant gaps of like 3.5 inches. Then there's only like a 2-inch space in the center for it to touch. So I have the washers and the nut up there. So it's resting on, okay, new battery. I decided to move it to the left. I was looking at it and I'm like, oh good, no, it's just, from the angle, I also don't want to have to like, it looks weird floating in the middle. Just accept the fact it's to the left. It also makes my job a lot easier closing one side, which I built a template out of cardboard and decided to just mount it here temporarily because, I mean, it's literally like finger-sized gaps and I'm in the groove for the other window, which I'm going to install again because, I mean, at this point, that's not coming out again, ever. I could do all the adjustments in the back when it's sunny and tomorrow or the next day. I'm gonna put this window in. I've sprayed it with lithium grease. Then I should be able to close and open the window to about a little less than that. And the air conditioner shouldn't fall. We can turn it on. I mean, we're like 80% there. 80%'s pretty fucking good. So let's see, where's our bottom? Now, these things have specific ways they go in. And the way you took it out will determine how you put it back in. I don't remember which side came out first. Did I lift the right or did I lift the left? You go into the gap, 1, 2. I think, yeah. Once you straighten it out. The problem being, I pulled it out rather high and now there's an air conditioner in the way. So I have to like get the units there and then I can bring it up and it should straighten itself out. So now I can open the window that much, which is enough to hand out a hot dog. And there's no locking it, and there's no need to lock it. No one's breaking into this window unless I drop the air conditioner on their head, which I might also throw a few screws through the side. So this metal, I'll just pre-drill a little bit, 1 or 2 just to secure it. And then this side's gonna be something very insulated because come the winter time, I'm not pulling the air conditioner out and storing it anywhere. So, longer bolts, more nuts, longer bolts, more washers. There might be a stack of 6 washers to get this thing up on either side in the proper orientation. But then once it is, golden. Because it's sitting there. It is sitting there. I've got something under it. It's just if it was the full width, I would consider shoving something underneath it. But since it's only like this much and this much and this much, I have to like lift the whole bar up to make it right. And also, we didn't measure as wrong as I thought. The weight of since the bracket's not being used the way it's designed, the bracket is an L and it's supposed to be screwed on the end. Since we screwed in the middle of it, it's actually bending there a little bit. Not much, but enough, just enough to throw this off by an extra 1/8 of an inch. So, let's make air conditioner go. This will be all for this video. I mean, you guys understand what's happened and what the mistake, whoa, don't drop the GFCI. Where the mistake lied. The mistake lied in the installer. But I have an air conditioner where I did not, and I have it in the right spot. Maybe I'll come back for the video for finishing up this side panel because I'm going to do a OCD job on it. I'm also going to route this wire probably under here. How nicely all this goes, and then if you keep it straight, you don't see it. If you start bringing it like across the molding, you'll see it. So I'm not sure my actual directions of taking that yet. And I would love to have gotten a 3-foot one of these, but all they had was a 6-footer. So I'll have to deal with that at some point in the future. This is gone. It's one of the only few GFCIs that you don't have to reset it after you plug it in. Everything else usually kills itself. So I'll deal with that, or there'll be something against this wall. On, we're on fan only, it's 81 degrees. It's relatively quiet. I think my fan's on maximum, by the way. Oh yeah, the fan is on high. I like my fan on low. Let's set it to cool. 60 degrees is a little low, but compressor's running, by the way. I didn't hear a fucking thing. I'm glad that this is a quiet unit because they don't have many of these available. Like vertical ones that'll fit in one of these windows, especially like a 10K. Oh. You could just hear the compressor just. Okay. The beautiful sounds of rain on bags of garbage. Oh. Exhaust for the vacuum. We'll see how well that does. Cooling off this space. I'm just probably gonna leave it on 60 for now. Just let it run infinitely. See if the cord gets hot, because you're not supposed to run on extension cords. I don't have the refrigerator on because that plug and that plug are in the same circuit. If I have to, I could run an extension cord over there, but that's a 220. I'm not using a 220. Oh my God, air conditioning. It's actually blowing down real low too. If I point it up and over, up and straight, how's that? Closed. I think this is open. Let's give it the best possible scenario. And I hope we don't lose a lot of cooling ability out the side. Why do they always wrap the batteries up in like the worst tape? Yeah, I'm proud of this job. It could have gone swimmingly, could have gone perfect. At least I didn't drop it on my foot or out the window. Plenty of time for that though. And it seems like it's gonna stay there. Wait, this might be one of those ones that you can point it. It has a thermometer in it. So I keep it like over here. Actually, let's see if this works. It does. It means if I keep this over here, pointed at it, it knows it wants to be 60 degrees. Oh wait, now the compressor's coming on? Now the compressor's coming on. Still not any louder. I heard it go brah. Higher fan, lower fan. Yeah, that should be, unless the higher models have it, because this doesn't have the screen. They might be using the same casing. I mean, how much higher a model do you want than $500? Fuck you. So now the compressor is running. Now ice cold air is flowing out of it. Okay. Yeah, it's not any louder. Modern air conditioners are beautiful things. All right. Maybe you continue this, maybe I won't. Maybe there'll be a part 2 cleanup. But now that that's in, I can do all the other things I need to do in this apartment, like track lighting, bed frame. Not sweat to death is number 1 on the list. So I'm glad I took up your hour and a half. Hour? I killed the GoPro batteries, had to be over an hour and a half. I'm gonna clean up metal shavings from my floor now. Don't forget to check out the Patreon, which you don't think supports these efforts, but it does. And check out the Hi-Fi Guides forums and everything else and everything in between, and I love you guys.